Hi, I'm Erica, and I hope your week is off to a fantastic start. I'm thrilled that you're here, and if you're new to the Tea Mind, then welcome. This is a lovely, warm, cosy space where we pause for tea so that we can reconnect with ourselves, rebalance our mind, body, and spirit, and learn how to savour those precious moments before they slip away. In each episode, we explore how something as simple as a cup of tea can be a gateway to mindfulness, mental fitness, and learning to be more present in the way that we live. With inspiring tea routines, thought-provoking insights, and heartfelt conversations with amazing guests, this is your time to pause, rebalance, and thrive. Life is fast, but your tea doesn't have to be. So pop the kettle on, grab your favourite mug, and let's dive into the art of living with a tea mind. Welcome to this lovely episode of the Tea Mind. It's a shorter solo episode today where we're digging into the flow state. So do you ever get that feeling when you feel a little bit stuck and you're a bit unproductive, you're just going round and round in a circle? Well, the opposite of that state is a flow state. It's when you are so deeply engrossed in something, some sort of activity, that your mind and body are working seamlessly together. Time seems to slow down and you are just really in the zone. Your senses are heightened, you've got an increased focus, and you've just got a real sense of pure enjoyment and fulfillment, and you're really not thinking about anything else. I've trained myself over the years to get into this flow state more and more easily, as long as the conditions are right. So if I am in a nice calm state, and my space is physically clear and I'm mentally able to think, then it's much, much easier. And in the tea mind system and the Chinese five elements, this all ties into the water element, which is that sort of dream state. So it's a time before a project really starts, when you're letting the ideas flow and percolate, and you're not concerned with the how. So this water element relates to winter, and it also relates to white tea. So if you're feeling a little bit stuck in this aspect and you're wanting to have more clarity and just let the ideas and the creativity flow, then using the metal element, particularly brewing some herbal teas, can really help to support you. So I find pausing for herbal infusions, whether it's something like just a rooibos or a mint, or my current favourite is cherry rest and restore. It can really help me get into the right frame of mind. So I find this really useful particularly when creating my tea meditations and writing for the Tea Mind, or when dreaming up new products and new teas for my business etiquette. I just love that feeling of having a blank page and the freedom to let whatever comes forth come forth. But it's really important to ensure that you've challenging yourself enough and stretching your capabilities, but the task is still doable. So it's important to have that balance. Another area where people can easily find flow is maybe it's a particular hobby like painting or cooking, whatever it is for you, or a sport. So I find whenever I have a go at surfing, I am completely focused on the task at hand. I have no other choice. I've got a clear goal, just simply stand up without being washing machined in the ocean. I'm really stretching my capabilities and I'm focused on the task at hand, focused on the process, not the end result. So it's really these 5 key steps to achieving flow that are important. First of all, ensuring that the challenge you've set yourself is stretching your capabilities, but still doable. Having really clear goals, avoiding interruptions, and focusing on the thing itself and the process rather than the end result. And then finally, don't force it. If you're not feeling it, just move, do something else. However, I would like to offer a word of caution. I've got so good at getting in the flow and being in that zone of creativity that I've realised I sometimes get caught in the place that no one wants to go, and that's the creativity cul-de-sac. I love just creating, tweaking, reimagining, and so much so I could very easily spend all day, every day dreaming rather than taking action and moving forward. And that's no real surprise to me because I'm made up predominantly of the water element. So I've got a huge part of that in my personality. So it's something I am now aware that I really need to watch for. So having boundaries are vitally important. Too much creativity can sometimes really derail us from finishing what truly matters and for just getting the things done that need to get done. And that flow feels absolutely magical, but without boundaries, it can start to very easily turn into a perfectionist loop. Just last week, I lost hours just dreaming up the perfect tea service for a large wholesaler customer. And this is something that does tend to happen every so often. I'm just obsessed with getting the right tea service and the particular teapot. My ideas were flowing, the ideas were abundant, I was enjoying it, my energy was really high. But at the end of the day, I had a deadline and I hadn't delivered it on time. And that experience made me realize that even creativity needs a container. And structure isn't the enemy, sorry, of creativity. It's rather the guide that turns ideas into impact. So when you're in flow like this, it doesn't mean losing focus. The best creators embrace a balance. So letting your ideas run free, but also tethering them to clear goals. And it's when we balance this imagination with action, we turn inspiration into results and we avoid the overwhelm. So if you find yourself staring at your computer screen today and flipping back and forward to every distraction under the sun, I would encourage you to take a break and actually physically move. And when you're brewing your morning cup of tea this week, or whenever you're feeling a little bit stuck or overwhelmed, I invite you to just pause for tea so you become aware of what you're actually needing. Move your body a little bit, take a few deep cleansing breaths, and just get really clear on the one thing that you want to focus on next that balances that challenge and skill and moves you out of your comfort zone a little bit. And make sure you've got some clear boundaries, maybe even a timer set, so that you can avoid the perfectionist trap. And for heaven's sake, make sure you do not go into the creativity cul-de-sac. So I hope you find some time this week as you're brewing your tea to really let your ideas flow and get into that zone and just enjoy it, see where it takes you. But remember, boundaries are very important. I hope that was helpful. You can always find more and come and join our community at the Tea Mind on Substack. And as always, I am either there on socials or on etiquette at etiquette.co.uk. Till next time, thanks for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and I encourage you to consider one idea that you could take forward into your own life today. If you found this useful, please share so that we can bring more people along on this Tea Mind journey with us. And just a little disclaimer to note that the content shared on the Tea Mind podcast and web pages are for informational and inspirational purposes only and are not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis or treatment. Always seek the advice of your doctor or qualified healthcare professional with any questions that you may have regarding your health or a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you've heard on this podcast. The host and contributors of the Tea Mind podcast disclaim any liability for decisions made based on the information provided. Always consult a professional for your individual needs.